Hello and welcome to our February roundup for the housing and letting market for Cardiff, Wales and the UK. Thank you for joining us. The latest report from the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors Residential Survey for Wales summarises that the shortage of homes is pushing house prices higher at the start of the year. The supply shortage is fueling price growth, and Welsh demand and sales agreed are both on the increase. In more detail, new instructions to sell homes fell for the fourth time in 5 months, according to Welsh Chartered Surveyors, whilst demand continues to rise and new buyers' inquiries were up. As a result of the gap between supply and demand, Welsh house prices increased in January and are expected to continue rising during February to April period. And overall, the RICS expect the average house price in Wales to rise by around 6% in 2016, with supply shortages set to fuel the growth. In Cardiff, it has been a very busy start to the year in terms of sales and instructions. The evidence suggests that the market is becoming tighter as housing stocks decrease and more buyers come into the market. This is pushing prices, and our expectations is that it will continue for now. As we move into spring, we will perhaps see a greater supply of properties. If this happens, this should help satisfy demand, increasing transactions and ease upward pressure on prices. With the recent buy-to-let reform of a 3% increase surcharge to stamp duty on buyers' second homes, this has created movement in the market to snap up their buy-to-let properties before the reforms come into force on the 1st of April 2016. It is good news for first-time buyers, as of the 1st of April 2016, once the new tax increase is in place, we may see less investment from buy-to-let or second home investors, which means that there's less competition for first-time buyers and the prospect of getting onto the housing market ladder. Commentating on the UK market, RICS Chief Economist Simon Rubinson said, with buy-to-let investors rushing to get into the market ahead of the stamp duty hike, the near-term pressure on prices is, if anything, intensifying. How the tax changes plan for buy-to-let sector over the next few years plays out remains to be seen, but there are concerns raised in the market survey that some existing landlords will look to either gradually scale back on their portfolios or exit the market altogether. As the more penal regime begins to bite against this backdrop, it is perhaps not surprising that the key RICS indicators points to further rent as well as house price increases. In Cardiff, we have seen an uplift in the number of valuations and instructions. The 3% surcharge tax on second homes is blighting some sales where vendors cannot complete before the 31st of March 2016. New buy-to-let landlords are putting pressure on the system, where solicitors' workloads appear to be overwhelming, with pressure to perform quickly, and more importantly, lending institutions are under immense pressure to complete the transaction by the 31st of March 2016 before the new tax legislation is implemented. If you're thinking of selling or renting, contact our professional teams in sales or rentals for expert advice without obligation. So until our next sales and rental update, this is Tony Felici, Director of Kelvin Francis, saying goodbye.